What's up, guys? Crazy Black 108 here, and I'm back with another video. Today, guys, I'm going to be giving you a look at another D-Rose shoe as a part of the D-Rose Sneaker Challenge for the month of October. And today, we're going to be looking at D-Rose 8. Okay, guys, so we're back with another D-Rose 8, right? And this is going to be in what is maybe called the solar colorway, or maybe it's the high energy yellow colorway, or maybe it's the hydration colorway. I don't know. I've seen multiple different names for what they call these online. Like I said, once you got to about like the midway point with the Rose 7s and it went to the 8s, it's where the downward tick of like information and tech specs and all this other stuff just kind of fell off the face of the earth for us stateside. So I'm working with what I can get. But let's talk about the shoe in a couple different ways. Of course, you got the full-length boost midsole, like we talked about in the last time, where it's caged up here on the forefoot on this side, but on the lateral side of the shoe, it's exposed. You do have Derek's signature right there on the toe box area, which is nice. It's pretty cool. You have on the back of the heel the smallest placement ever of the D-Rose logo, along with where it says Rose, and then the equations of trying to calculate and figure out how good his game is. You have the Adidas branding right here, these three stripes, which is pretty cool and dope. And then the rest of the shoe is this mixture of like this engineered mesh upper mixed with this fuse that is pretty awful. I mean, I'm really not a huge fan of it. It's not actually pretty awful. It's not my cup of tea. But it's nice like for ventilation purposes, but these fuse areas they just kind of feel plasticky and cheap in hand, which again is not my favorite thing to see in a Rose shoe. But it is what it is. It is good that like this fuse is here in this high rare area, because that's a good thing to place it there. And then it is good where they place it throughout the rest of the shoe to kind of give support on the upper itself. This shoe also used these little strands to tie your laces into. I know we complained about that, I think, when we talked about the Rose 9s a little bit, and then I know a lot of people have been worried about that with the 773 2020s. And it's fair. But what's interesting I want to point out is that a team signature shoe and his signature shoe. So this is kind of where I'm talking about, like, because some people I think are upset that I was bashing on the 8s a little bit, and same with the 9s. I'm not bashing them. I like them both, obviously. But, like, we're looking at the line and how things there was a shift. This is, to me, part of that shift. So you do have the D-Rose logo right there, which is pretty dope as well. And that's also, too, not to say anything against the designers either. I'm not saying the designers did it in the sense of trying to make it look cheap, because I still think the design is dope. I think the silhouette's dope. It's just that, like I said, it's just one of those things you notice. So Insole is just like the rest of the Adidas insoles we're looking at now. The Rose logo there, which is cool. This is designed though to look just like the older insoles, but it's not nearly as thick. And you can tell, because if you look at those other ones, it's not just because they're old, but when I hold them, they don't maintain their shape like that, because there's more weight up here, so this will flop down. So that's just a little something to notice. The 8s, let's praise the 8s in one way. The ventilation on the 8s is fantastic. Not as good as a knit, like a prime knit, but it's pretty dang great, because there's tons of areas for there to be ventilation, which is very nice. And thing that can't complain about much. Outsole, you can see, and it's also here in the boost, this torsional piece here that also carries throughout, this shank plate, basically. That's from the heel up to your forefoot area. And you can see the exposed boost there, and then you can see the traction that I'm not super fond of. But, again, it is what it is. Not meant to bash it, just to kind of give you guys my thoughts and opinions. Which I think is hopefully refreshing for you guys, because usually I feel like a lot of times I have nothing but good things to say, and that's because I look for the good. I don't really look for the bad in anything. But when you do 31 of these videos in a month, you're kind of like, this shoe just wasn't doing it for me. And that's okay. It's padded in the ankle, not geofit or anything special, but padded, which is cool. And it's a dope colorway. That's my favorite thing about it. It's a dope colorway. Nice shoe to rock casually. And yeah, I hope you guys just kind of enjoyed a look at the Rose 8s. And I hope you guys enjoyed this in our review today as part of the D-Rose Sneaker Challenge for the month of October. Sizing is the thing that, I always end up not really talking about too much. Let's talk about sizing real quick before we jet out of here. Sizing on these, this is a size 10. I'm wearing them casually. I don't care. Size 10 is my regular size, so this is cool. Not a big deal. A little bit of space up here, but I wouldn't want to hoop in them. I could, but my foot's probably going to slide in the footbed, which I wouldn't like. So my true to size 10, I'm going to hoop in them. I would buy a half size down in a size 9.5, because then I wouldn't have as much dead space up in the toe box, and I wouldn't slide around as much in there. And arguably, so I know some people say, well, maybe even go down to a 9 because you can really keep tight fit. But to me, that's by the time you start playing, and you got a thicker sock on and stuff, they're fine. My foot doesn't slide around that much. I will say though that because of my experience playing in the Rose 4.5s, I developed a really bad habit of when I would stop, I would use my toes to try to grab the shoe inside the shoe because my foot would slide in the footbed. So it's a bad habit that I developed that I still kind of do here and there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another one. Until then, peace. Have a great night. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.